back to another episode of Tales from the Talk.
Our first one for 2024.
Yeah, we're going to try and get to this a little bit more in 2024. And
we did. We kind of slacked off last year. I don't know. Everything just got carried away last year.
Last year was a really busy year.
Got really busy, and by the time we got off the ranges, I didn't feel like sitting down behind the camera. And we got to make an exception this year. We got to, people asking for more videos. They want more Tales from the Talk, and I guess we got to step up our game a little bit and oblige them.
Definitely so. Last year, being busy is not a bad thing. We saw a lot of growth as far as the business, new students, but a lot of returning students as well, which is always good to see. And some updated classes, some new things that we got into last year, which really, it occupied a lot of time. So, we want to be able to put out more content so you can see for yourselves and hear a little bit more about what we do.
Right. It's good to see returning students. It shows we must be doing something right. If people are coming back and bringing new students along with them. Have a good year. It's election year, so we'll see. That usually brings more business. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, fortunately, one thing that we've not seen much change in would be, of course, ammunition prices, ammunition levels as far as supply versus demand. Still seems to be pretty on par, and
about the same. It hasn't really went up that much or come down that much, kind of.
And that's been a big thing that's kind of driven some of our class levels in the past, is that inavailability. But the nice part is with a lot of our classes, it's not about the amount of rounds that we're firing. It's about the rest of the class.
Right. And we heard that a lot last year from students. 300, 400 rounds for a class, but you end up shooting 150 to 200. And they got a lot out of it. They were really happy. They saved some money on ammo. And
yeah, we've seen both sides of it. We've had some students in the past that were surprised. They would go to a one-day class that would have a 500 round or a 600 round count for 8 hours, and that's what they were used to, just loading mags constantly all
shooting,
day.
right?
That is. I really wonder.
What if you learn anything when you're doing that?
Well, they learned
how to load mags.
How to load mags. My wrists are sore. My thumbs are sore from topping off mags, and that's about it. And we've accomplished over the course of even a 3-day class, keeping that round count extremely low, but the amount of other pieces to that really beneficial.
Yeah. I always say, first bring it up to new students when they come to class in the morning. We have our little morning talk and medical brief for the day, and talk about what's going to happen. We tell them, we might not be shooting that much ammo, and they're kind of like, well, I thought we came here to shoot. And I said, well, you came here to learn, all right? And a lot of times that doesn't take a lot of shooting. And I said, if we're just constantly shooting, I don't think you're really taking time to process the information that we're trying to get across to you. So, and then by the end of the day, and when we do our debrief at the end, it's like, it's amazing. All the students said, man, I learned so much today, and we didn't fire that much ammo. I said, that's what it's all about. It's not just filling classes for people who can just shoot a bunch of rounds. I think you said it best on one of your Facebook posts this past week. What was it? What was the thing you had?
Reality and the truth don't sell classes.
Man, that is the truest words ever spoken.
We dispel a lot of myths. We're open and honest about it. We're not going to pull punches. When we discuss the truth about where somebody is with their level of training, perhaps the equipment. We're going to tell them, hey, if your holster system that you're using sucks, we're going to tell you it does, but we're going to tell you why. We're going to give you ideas of how you can improve what you're doing. We're going to tell you the truth about other training and how that's really not where you need to be at based upon your skill level.
Yeah, why not speak the truth? Why try to con somebody into doing something that's not going to benefit them? Just to make a buck. That's not what we're here for. And we talked about this a lot. Previous ones were either students on the range. When we started this, organization, East Group, it wasn't, make a ton of money. It was to pass on knowledge that we had gained, over the years, either here or abroad, and help people look at the reality aspect, get away from that fluff, so to speak, the shit you see on TV that's really not true, and get down to realism, but like you said, it doesn't sell classes. People don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear like, oh yeah, you did a great job today, and yeah, you're awesome, and but that's not true. And if you are, we're going to tell you.
Absolutely.
If you're doing a good job, we're going to tell you. But if you need work, we're also going to tell you that too. I think it's only fair. I mean, that's what you're paying for. I feel when I go to class, if I'm doing something wrong, tell me. I want to get better. I mean, if you don't want to get better, and you want to stay the same, well, then spend your money whatever way you want. But
your journey in training is a very important investment. So utilizing that well, if you're just not open-minded to what's out there and come in, hey, I'm just here to do this, I'm doing my thing, and that's it. Really, you're just checking a box off.
Yeah. Everybody wants to come to shoot, okay? And that's great. Basic marksmanship is the key to everything. When all else fails, line up the sights, press the trigger straight to the rear, and you will hit what you're aiming at. That's a gimme. That doesn't change. And but then fighting is totally different, and you don't want to be, what do I say? You don't want to be worried about your shooting during a fight. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's the last thing that you want to have to worry about.
It should be instinctive. Yeah, so like I said, we're gonna keep striving this year to try to get that realism and truth across to people. Are we gonna fill up our classes? Probably not. But the people we do get through it and put through our classes, I think they're gonna go away with a wealth of knowledge. If they really come in with an open mind and put their mind to it, and I think they're gonna leave here a lot better than when they came. So and that's what we want, because we've talked about it before. We truly care about people.
We do.
If they survive a lethal force encounter on the street, because
we don't want to fill heads with false senses of security. False senses of security will sell a lot of classes, and that goes back to the reality and truth don't.
I know that's a shame, and we do hear that, or some people will come to a class, they don't come back for another class, and we'll hear from other people that'll say, well, that person said you're too tough on them, and we probably are, all right, but there's a reason for that, and but they'll go to somewhere else where people aren't as tough on them, and but I just think that's doing people a disservice.
Right.
I mean, we have a lot of groups here, even locally, that I think are just selling a bill of goods, just to sell classes. And they're filling up classes, which is great. I mean, if you just want to do that.
And so,
we're a little bit different here. We're raised a little bit different. And we're going to tell you the truth. And no matter if it hurts your feelings a little bit, which you probably will, but, grow that thick skin and man up or woman up. And
we approach it differently, but we will not deviate from our core values of what we have established here. That's not to say we won't change how our training happens.
Yeah.
We have made changes. We made changes right along the way as we saw them that needed to be made. But our core values of how we instruct, how we want to get it across, because we want to achieve certain goals. We don't deviate from that. We don't sell. The only thing we sell here, and I've said it before, is the only thing we sell is training. That's not entirely true. We do sell training. That's the biggest majority. But we do sell the ability to assess what their needs are, what a client's needs are, what a particular business, law enforcement agency, church, whoever it is that we're working with, assessing what they need, and then coming up with a program to meet that. So that is a part of it. But training, that's what we sell.
Yeah, training. Telling it like it is. We do a lot of things around here, just like today. Jay has a regular job.
Yep.
I'm retired. Well, I don't want to say retired. I work more now than I ever did in my life.
I was going to say, for a person that's retired, you won't find Sly sitting down too much, with the exception of right now.
Yeah, I was out cutting brush around the range and stuff, and getting some barricades fixed up for this year. But it was a beautiful day here in Ohio, and actually got out on the bike today. I used to race on the weekends. We actually raced, my son-in-law and I, cross-country motorcycles. Usually on a closed course, anywhere from 5 to 12 miles. We run for 2 hours at a time. So, and we're lucky enough here. We actually have a 4.5 mile practice track. So it was a beautiful day today. I get out for a bike, first time this year, and getting ready for race season. So we stay pretty busy around here.
Definitely.
So I get wrapped up in that energy. Anyway, that's about all I got. I'm gonna wrap this up and save some more for another night.
Yeah, we got lots of these videos coming back. So. Check out eastgrouptraining.com. Check us out on Facebook. Instagram, we're going to be going to a lot more this year, and our YouTube channel as well. Check those out. We got some great guests that we're looking to bring in and to have some awesome discussions this year.
All right. Well, have a good night, and we'll see you out on the range.
Yep. See you later.